Hello world. So, I just worked out. Excuse why I look like shit. That is why. So, the last video I did, first of all, thank you. I got 60 views. Woo! Spit bubble. Anyways, yeah, I had a spit bubble. So, my last video was about my before work skincare routine and how I was going to start tretinoin in like 2 days. So, now I've been on tretinoin for like 2 weeks. And I gotta say, yeah, you can see it in this video. I don't know, can I add more light? No, I just shut the light off. Let's see here. Yeah, the retinization, the dryness around here and the lips. Oh my goodness, it's like Accutane all over again. I mean, it is the same thing, just put on your face rather than in your body. So, anyways, I thought that this video I would try to talk about my musical journey from birth to now. I'm not the best storyteller in the world. As you guys can probably tell from last video or whatever, I jump around, side notes. So I'm going to try my hardest to just streamline, okay? Also, if anyone's wondering what I'm wearing for workout clothes, see, I just did it, okay? Fabletics. It's my favorite brand of workout clothes that are pretty high quality in my opinion and affordable because they have insane sales and you don't have to pay the $60 every month. You just have to remember to skip it. I skip it. And I have 2 credits because of me forgetting. So I'm planning on not skipping it like 1 or 2 more times by the end of like the 12-month cycle, and then I'll get 4 things and make sure that they're over $60 because that way you're actually getting a deal. But anyways, so we're gonna not talk about working out. We're not talking about skincare. We're talking about music. Okay. So when I was a little girl, I'm so grateful for this. My dad showed me Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath, among many other bands. But when I was a little girl, we would listen to the Black Sabbath album, like the self-titled one with the witch on the front, and then also the Dio one, Heaven and Hell. So those 2 albums, I'm talking on repeat, my friends, okay? Just all the time, constantly. I would ask my dad for it. He would put it on of his own accord and we would rock out legit constantly, okay? The song, I have a funny story from, there's a song called Children of the Sea by Black Sabbath with Dio in it. And, so I don't really remember this, but my parents told me this story that from going from either kindergarten to 1st grade or from preschool to kindergarten, they do this thing where they test you to see where you're at, or they test you to see your responses, right? And they said, sing a song. And I did Children of the Sea by Black Sabbath. And every other kid was like doing Happy Birthday, farm songs, things like that, right? And I was just boom. In the misty morning, I just went. And I guess it was weird. All the teachers were like, why is this 5-year-old singing Black Sabbath? Right? So that was me. And then also Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. We used to listen to that in the car. And the scene where he's running from the plane crash and all that stuff, I was obsessed. I didn't even know that it was called Pink Floyd. I think I called it like the car crash band or the plane crash band. I'd be like, put on the plane crash. Oh my God, put on the Money Song. Ah, right. And that was my like beginning of music. Okay. And then it was, I'm going to say 2001-ish. So I was in kindergarten, 1st grade. And that's when Evanescence in Linkin Park. Yes. Rest in peace, Chester. I got to see him live in 2012 with a friend of mine named Paige. And her and I are both very grateful for that experience. But anyways, that's heavy, even though I never met the person. So that's when those two bands burst onto the scene, and I was obsessed. Obsessed. Okay. Evanescence was my number one, and Linkin Park was my number two. And actually, my friend, who I still talk to till this day, not all the time because we're grown ups and we have lives and stuff, but you know. Anyways, and so her favorite was Linkin Park, Evanescence number two, and I was Evanescence number one, Linkin Park number two. So we were just, oh my God, our lives just revolved around fucking Linkin Park and Evanescence. And so, and then also, starting from age 5 or so, I was in my church choir. And then my school got a chorus when I was in 2nd grade, and we had to practice at like 6 or 7 a.m., like before the first bell. And my mom was like, "Are you really up for this?" And I was like, "Yes!" So I did. I went to practice like once or twice a week at like 6 a.m. And then I stayed in my school choir for years and years and years until high school. And then in the 9th grade, we got tested on solfege and all that stuff, like, you know, what's a quarter note, what's a half note, blah, 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 stuff like that. And I completely failed. And it's stupid because I actually knew the stuff. I just didn't care. I was like, written test, pfft, chorus, ugh, I'm here to sing, baby. And so I just didn't even look at the test. I was just like, and I just failed it because I didn't give a shit. But my parents were super mad because that counted towards my actual GPA. I never went to college. So, and I was never a prospect for it either. I don't think I'm stupid or anything. I'm terrible at follow through, finishing stuff, you know, which my whole personal trainer thing that I want to go to school for, that's going to be different because I'm a grown up, I'm paying for it. I'm sure I'll do great, you know, but also that's not in this video, not in this video. Let's stay, right? And my parents were upset, and they were like, "Listen, you cannot be in the school chorus anymore because you're failing." They were like, "You know what you're doing, yet you're failing because you don't give a shit, but you should." And I loved performing and practicing, and that's all I gave a shit about. And so they were like, "You can be in a chorus, but you can't be in the school chorus." So my mom actually saw an ad in the newspaper for the Chorus North Shore youth choir and was like, "You should go audition." And I went to go audition. And because even though it wasn't proven that I knew what I was doing and that I knew solfege and notes and all that stuff, when I went and auditioned, the director was like, "Are you fucking serious? You're in, bitch. You..." This choir for children, they were actually supposed to go to the adult choir at 16, but they actually extended it to 18 because there was an other girl in the choir, and I don't know if she was as musically like educated or knew as much, but she was a talent. Like, I am not an incredible singer. I really am not. I just have an extreme passion for it, and so I keep doing it, and people listen, so I just keep going. And the hardest part is getting up there and doing it in the first place. If you're up there, you've already won, baby, unless you suck complete balls and people have been lying to you, you know? People have not been dishonest with me about me not having the best voice in the world. Even my mom, she always says it. She's always like, when she would go to my performances, because I would perform solo open mic nights in my early 20s and stuff, she'd be like, "You're a great songwriter, honey." And you can see some of those performances on this YouTube, and you can feel free to judge me, feel free to laugh. I don't care, because it takes a lot of courage to get up there, and I'm still a working musician. I still sing on stage, but I'm actually a bass player now because singing was never my strong suit, okay? Know everything about it, but it's not my strong suit, okay? I don't know everything about it, but yeah. I can read solfege is what I'm trying to say. So I got right in, and I was in that choir until I graduated high school, I believe, unless I skipped out. Yeah, I did skip out on my senior year. My senior year story from high school, that was 10 years ago now. I just turned 28. the day before Thanksgiving. So Wednesday, the 22nd. So now that was 10 years ago. That's a heavy ass fucking story about the potential downfall of my entire life. So we can get into that. I'll get into that. That's a whole thing. But anyways, and so I was in that choir, and then so throughout that entire time, my musical taste had evolved, but not really. I really am one of those people who listens to everything, you know. I always say that I listen to everything except for country, but I put this song on that I'm like, Mom, like, listen to this song. We were in the car together the other night. We went out to dinner with the kids and my mom. And she's like, that's country. She's like, that's country. You like country. And I was like, all right, shut up, whatever. So I really do like everything, but the main is heavy metal and rock and roll. Lana Del Rey, I fucking love her, and she's metal as fuck for her content. But technically, if I had to choose, I would have to choose like heavy metal and rock and roll over her. Yeah, I don't even want to say it because I love Lana Del Rey so much, and she inspires me and has so much to do with my songwriting that goes into my metal songwriting. And it's hard for the guys in my band, I think, to understand the connection. So I don't talk about it. Like if I am writing something and it's inspired by her or by a song structure of a Lana song, then I'm just like, I don't even say it. I just don't even say it. You know, but anyways, well, that's a lie. I say it, but I wait until it's been accepted. And then I'm like, okay, so by the way, that was Lana Del Rey inspired. So I do say it, but I just wait until it's accepted first. So yeah, when I was a little girl and up until now, my entire dream was and still is to be a musician and have that be my job that actually pays the bills. And that is really, really, really difficult to do. Unless you're crazy talented, which is not me. I'm a learner, you know, I learned everything. What drives me more than any kind of talent really is passion and dedication, because if I'm not making music, then everything else fails. Like I will even take care of my kids worse. I don't know if that's true, but I think it's true because I know for a fact that my family and my kids, they're number one. So I really would let go of anything and everything if I had to. Like if I had to go into the witness protection program and live in Indiana with them and never show my face on any platform again and never perform, I would. But that's, you know, worst case scenario. That's that kind of stuff. So when we're being realistic and talking about real life, yes, music is my driving force for absolutely everything. Okay? Absolutely everything. And it has taken me decades now. I mean, yeah, almost 3 decades to feel comfortable and like I have finally kind of gotten somewhere. And what does that mean? Well, so when I was out of high school and when I was 19 years old, so this was the year after like kind of the worst year of my life, I was working full time at JCPenney. I worked in the back. I worked in shipping and receiving. So that was awesome. That was a good job. There was some corrupt shit that went on. But I'll talk about that another time. And, but it was still a good job and I met some good people there. And I would go on my break and there was this ledge. It was actually pretty freaky. I probably shouldn't have been sitting on it, but there was a ledge and there was like a good 30-40 foot drop. And I think that helped me feel intense or whatever. But, I would sit on that ledge with a pen and go whatever and make beats and write my songs. And I had multiple songs written. I have so many songs that are just out of my fucking head. Out of my head. Shout out to Out of My Head. That's cool. That's a band that my band is friends with. Anyways, and so I would write songs and I would sing I almost forgot about this. I would sing out loud everywhere. Okay. I would sing walking down the street. I would sing outside the mall. I would sing inside the mall. I would just sing everywhere and anywhere that I could, as loud as I could. And sometimes people would say mean shit. Like some lady was like, I know you think you're cute, but you're fucking annoying. That happened once. One other guy was like, you suck. That happened once. But then sometimes it was pretty 50-50, literally. And then there were other times when like I'd be walking down the street, walking home from work, and I'd hear out of a window, like this girl this one time was like, woo, that was awesome. Like that happened. Or like there was another time I was walking, and I was doing like the belt part, and some guy was like walking this way, and he was like, so it's really 50-50. And that's why I say passion and courage to get up there is so important, because some people aren't even looking for for you to hit the perfect note. They just want to feel something. And if you can make people feel something, then you got it, baby. You just did some art. Yeah, get a reaction. If it's all negative, and if it's all genuinely negative, if people are giving you legit constructive criticism over and over and over again, okay, then think about it. Take a look at it. That's why I decided, it kind of just happened. A bass basically fell into my lap. Funny story, but I knew that it was the right choice to not try and be the lead singer of a rock band or a metal band, because let's face it, the Pretty Reckless already exist. The world does not need another one. I'm not saying that I would have written the same songs, that we're not the same kind of band at all. Or I never wanted to be classic rock. I love them so fucking much. If you go on my older YouTube videos, you can tell how much I fucking love them. I'm obsessed with the Pretty Reckless, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like a 5'8", blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman fucking with emotions, and that already exists, baby. Like, the world does not need another one. Like, let them have their thing. So I did my thing, right? Exactly. You got to find your way. It's great to have inspiration and all that stuff, but you got to find your way. You, right? And I lost track. Oh yeah, singing out loud. And so one more thing about singing out loud in public all the time was that I also had a lot of stage fright, which is weird to say because I had been performing for over a decade by the time that I had been doing the singing out loud on the streets thing, except not by myself. I was in choirs. I had done like up to 3 solo performance songs. And I remember one of them, I did 7 Things by Miley Cyrus. I was like 11 or 12 years old. And it was like a little acting music camp that I was in. And so there was that. And so I had done like 2-3 things, and it took up everything. And speaking of the Pretty Reckless, there's a song, and I can't remember the name of it. It's off the album Going to Hell, and this is really embarrassing because it's basically my favorite song by them because of this experience. Blame Me. There's a song called Blame Me, and I sang that. I was sitting on a stoop outside of the mall, and I was 19, and I sang it really loud, and I did my best. And I actually had my headphones in with the song playing, so I couldn't hear myself. I just closed my eyes, did it. And I was like, after I finished, I was like, That wasn't that scary. I'm gonna do that again and again and again and again and again. And I did open mic nights where I would sing my original songs, or I would do covers of The Pretty Reckless, In This Moment, Foo Fighters, Lana Del Rey. I don't know who else I did covers of, because I always had my songs as well, like original songs. So I wouldn't always do covers. And some of my old original songs are up on my YouTube channel. Feel free to watch them. Feel free to judge them, because my voice sounds absolutely fucking like dog shit. Some of them it doesn't. Some of them it does. It's just whatever. You gotta start somewhere, okay? And that's why I keep them up, because it's I don't care. Like, freaking feel free to hate it, you know? Because like I said, you gotta start somewhere, and I'm not ashamed of the shittier things that I've done, because I also think those songs are still good. I'm really into those songs still. I just didn't perform them well. And maybe I could try to do it again, because I am a better singer than I was back then, because I've been training. Now it's been another decade of training, and I've quit smoking, so I actually am a bit better. But yeah. And so I knew that that's what I wanted to do, because I hadn't been to college, and I had only been working in salons with my cosmetology degree for about a year after getting it. And sadly, I think if I wasn't in the situation that I was in, I probably would still be working as a hairdresser, but also everything happens for a reason. And the atmosphere of every single day going to work, and it's kind of a beauty competition between you and your coworkers, really is not my vibe. And that's the only thing that worries me about personal training, is I'm like, is it like that? Because everyone's like, you know, body composition, blah, 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 stuff like that. I don't know. Also, I have to get a microphone. I hope that this whole video isn't ruined, because because I'm far away from the phone. I need to get a microphone. Once I hit 100 views on a video, I will get a microphone, okay? 100 views, okay? And not my old videos, because I have, like, not to brag, like 1,000 views on some of them. Or one of them. And then another one has like 2,000 views, but I don't have it public anymore. Because I don't like it. But anyways, and so yeah, 100 views, microphone. But yeah, so I knew that's what I wanted to do, because I had nothing else going for me at the time. I had nothing going for me, you know? And I had been ignoring my musician call, because it wasn't a practical thing to try and do. You know, that voice in the back of your head that's like, hey, you're not a Nepo baby. What do you think you're doing? You think you can do this shit? You're already 19. If you don't start at fucking 10, then you're fucking done. You know? But I just ignored it. I'm now 28, and I'm still fucking trying. I'll be fucking 60, 70, 80, 90. I don't care. You know? And because the older I get, the less I care about being like perfect and young and beautiful. That was a huge deal to me when I was 19. Starting, I was like, I need to have a #1 hit by the age of 23, or else I'm a fucking failure, and I'm gonna be old, and it is what it is, you know? You know what I did at 23? I got pregnant. Okay? So things don't go, things don't go the way that you planned all the time. It's just the way it is. And now, to get to the other part of where I am now. So I keep thinking I'm still 27. I'm not. I'm 28. But my band and I, we're called Hostile Engagement. Okay? We're a metal band. Right now the members are David O'Connor, who is my husband. I know, I'm in a band with my husband. And Sebastian Jean, or Jean. He's from France. I don't know how he would want me to say it. Sebastian Jean or Sebastian Jean. I don't know how he wants me to say it, because he's been in the U.S. since he was 8. So he might like the American way, or I don't know. I've known this guy for like 4 or 5 years, but you know, screw knowing shit, right? And it was not 4 or 5, more like 3 or 4. But either way, and he has a master's degree in piano and music theory, and I love him. He's like a very integral part of our band when it comes to the melodic part. And then David, he's like the rock. He's the center of the band. He's the face. He's the lead vocalist and the lead songwriter and the rhythm guitarist. He can play and sing at the same time, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't like it to interrupt his performances. So when we perform, we actually have a recording of his guitar part, and then Sebastian and I perform live on our instruments, and Dave performs live on his inside instrument from his instrument of his voice. So that's really cool. And on September 30th, I think it was September 30th, yeah, we released our first album, and it's called Exordium. I actually chose the album name. Exordium means the beginning, basically, the beginning of something epic. So it's our first album, so that's why I did that. And that's what I actually did, is I fucking thesaurused it. I did beginning and I chose like 3 of the ones that were good, and then Exordium was like, that one felt really great. And because also there were definitions of words from the definition of Exordium that also had cool definitions. I'm like, this has layers. I love this. And so I was 27 for then, but now I'm 28. And I have to say, and I know this is going to sound crazy. I was actually saying this to my husband last night. This is our pillow talk, is me talking about music. But I was like, I know I'm about to sound like someone who just made $1 million. But I gotta say, I am so grateful and so appreciative and of the fact that I am not 30 yet, and my band, I've released a fucking metal album with my band. I made my fucking goal. I am technically still in my youth a bit, and my goal has been fucking reached. What? I don't care that we have like fucking 13 or fucking 20 monthly listeners on Spotify. That's not even what matters to me. What matters is that we fucking got there. We fucking did it. Holy shit, fuck tits. That's amazing. Woo! And we're already working on our second album because we had other songs that we were working on already, and we were just like putting them on the back burner because we were finishing number 1. You got to do one step at a time. But I'm 28 years old, and I'm working on my second album with my band. That is incredible. Oh my God. And I'm not akin to talking about everything in my life when it comes to my family, because like I said before, not just the kids, these people cannot consent to things that I would have to say in my perspective. I'm just not there yet. Maybe when I'm a lot older and things are 20 years away, and you know, and people have more respect for the things I have to say. I don't know exactly where I'm going with that, but I can't. But with everything that my family has goddamn been through, and all the things, all the turns that my life has taken, all the times that I could have just like laid down in a fucking pit and died and just been nothing, fuck that. Fuck that. No. We work out. We make music. We go to work. We provide for our children. That's what the fuck we do. Anyways. Sorry, I was going off too much. So yeah, I'm so grateful. I am so incredibly grateful. I feel like I hit the jackpot. I really, really do. Life is not perfect. Life is not 100% easy. You know, you have bills and, but you have to remember that they're like paying bills is technically a privilege. I know that sounds fucked up, but being in a place where I can pay bills to live a comfortable life, wow, wow, it's a lot harder in some places, and it was harder here in the United States, frickin' 100 or 200 years ago, you know. I know that I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now. I'm kind of talking out of my ass. I'll probably end this video pretty soon because I'm just going on my rants at this point. And I know that people my generation, millennials, we are really, really struggling. None of us can buy a home unless, you know, we were extremely smart in our early teens and saved a lot of money, or if our parents are rich or something, you know. But even with all of life's difficulties, you just have to remember that a good lot of us still get a warm bed and get to choose what we want to eat, you know, things like that. That's incredible. It's fucking awesome. We get to listen. We can stream whatever music we want. We can stream whatever movie we want. You know, we can go outside and we can go hiking and we can go have fun, and then we can go back inside with hot chocolate and be cozy, and that's just something you have to be grateful for. And this video is a half an hour long, and I'm just gonna stop the video now because I don't want to be going off for way too long about stupid shit. So, musical journey basically started at birth. Always rock and roll, always metal. I guess I kind of like some other things. And then it has ended with now my band and I are working on our second album, and I am so fucking grateful. And even if we never make it, I don't care, because I'm in my happy place, and my kids know how to do music as well. So even if we don't make it, either my kids will be able to do something with it, because one of them, he is learning the guitar and the other one is learning solfege. I'm like doing a band, just in case they want to be millionaires, just in case. But also studying music helps you out with math, reading, and everything else. So it's just a win-win for the adults and for the kids. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna have to leave it. Okay, wait. Last thing that I'll say is that my next video is going to be another skincare video, because if anybody remembers, all 60 of you, woo, if anybody remembers that I'm looking for a night cream without niacinamide in it, I found one, I think, and I ordered it, and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to bring it out. It'll be like a nighttime skincare routine video. And hopefully the retinization will go down. Otherwise, I'm already using it every other day instead of once a day. I may have to do it every 2 days. We'll see. I'm going to give this another like 2 weeks, to see if the peeling like really stops. Well, another 4 weeks probably. But anyways, so we'll go over that night cream. I'll do a review of it. And remember, it's affordable. I don't do anything crazy. So nothing in my videos are going to be untouchable for people, okay? It's all affordable. Okay, bye. Wait, no. Peace. That's what I did last time, the last 2 videos. Peace.